So this is where it begins, and I am so excited. I'm very honored, and I am a little nervous. My name is Rev Karla, and this is my podcast called Spirituality Matters. Now, this is a podcast for the spiritual but not religious to help guide you on your spiritual journey. And I'm here because people are hurting. They're hurting because of 2020 and all that is going on in our lives. And they're hurting because life experiences have certainly worn them down. And they're hurting because they're frustrated about their job or personal relationships. And they're also hurting because religion has hurt them. They're hurting because they feel disconnected to God, or they feel like a disappointment to God, or even unloved by God. And let me just tell you, there is nothing that could be farther from the truth. God loves you just as you are. And one thing you'll hear from me quite often, it's become my tagline, it's this: God is big enough to share. And this is what I truly believe. It is foundational to my ministry. My table of spirituality is big enough for all of the world religions, and I don't even consider it really my table, it's God's table. It also is big enough to hold the unchurched, or what we call the spiritual but not religious, and that is certainly who I am. And those are people who are seeking a spiritual path outside of religion. So welcome here, you beautiful souls. You are welcome regardless of the color of your skin, where you live, what you believe, who you love, or how you identify about your gender. This table is big enough for you. So now a little bit about my spiritual journey and why my ministry is truly divinely ordered. So I was raised Southern Baptist, and I can tell you that some of my most favorite childhood memories are found in the hills of Kentucky, what I call God's country. This is where I was born, and a vast majority of my family still live there. And my grandmother, God rest her soul, she made sure I was in church each and every Sunday night, and even on Wednesday nights. And if you have never attended a good old tent revival, well, I'm just going to tell you, you are missing out. Those are some of my favorite memories, even though it was hot underneath those big old tents. There was magic there. And then as I grew up, I navigated through Christianity, and I attended a fundamental Christian church for a while. Then I also went to Pentecostal and Presbyterian churches. And that doesn't mean I was church shopping. I was invested in time and our resources. But what I really didn't realize at the time was that I was looking for something inside this religion that didn't exist. And that's when God called me out of Christianity to study and understand how God ebbs and flows in the world. So yes, I am still a Christian. I embrace and love my Christian heritage. But when I was called to go to seminary, I wanted to honor the many paths to God. So I attended an interfaith seminary, and in 2017, I became an ordained interfaith, spiritual minister. And those are two words that you may never have heard of. So interfaith means we embrace the many paths to God that exist in all the world's religions. And interspiritual means that God is found outside of religion as well. All of these paths are sacred. All of these paths are holy because it all leads us back to that from which we came, which is God. So each week I'll share more of my story, especially how I healed from some of the trauma that I had experienced caused by organized religion. Maybe you've never heard the phrase religious trauma, but it is indeed a thing, and there are now therapists who specialize in that because it's important to heal from that kind of trauma, just like it is any other kind of trauma that you may have in your life. And I'll be discussing specific stories and the importance of healing from religious trauma. Now, we'll also be talking about how religion has become weaponized and how it has become politicized. But we'll also talk about what religion has gotten right. I certainly have wonderful memories, and I don't paint religion with a broad brushstroke at all. There are some beautiful healing ministries out there and some wonderful, kind, loving people inside religion. And we'll discuss how to expand your spirituality wherever you are on your path, whether you are spiritual but not religious, or you are inside religion. There's room for all of us here to be inspired and learn something. And we'll certainly be talking about life issues. Now, I hope to still steer clear from politics as best we can, but religion has become politicized. So to that extent, we'll be talking about politics from a spiritual perspective. We'll also be talking about some social justice issues, again, from a spiritual perspective, because as Rob Bell says in his latest book, everything is spiritual. So the reason why we like to talk about this and why it's important for your spirituality and your growth is because spirituality is about looking at your life from a perspective of love, compassion, and abundance. But if you are stuck in a limited religious belief that often entrenches your belief in fear, scarcity, and judgment. In other words, there's not enough for everyone, so we have to cut off supplies, resources, even love and compassion. So to that extent, when someone asks me if I'm controversial, it certainly depends on who you ask. The people to whom I minister don't think I am at all. We talk a lot about religious trauma, we talk about spirituality, and we heal from that place and find sacred connections to God. But some people will insist that I am wrong. And after being in Bible study for 48 years, I started adult Bible study when I was 6 years old. I used to go in with my grandmother because I enjoyed that more so than I did the children's Bible study. I know those same scriptures. I used to be them. So I'm not here to change their minds. That is not my call to ministry. I'm here to help people who are wanting to connect to God where they are in their lives. So we will be taking time to talk about my life story, their life story, and how it all blends beautifully into how we can heal together and connect with God. Now, at the end of each podcast, I'll try to answer some questions from some of my followers and people who have written in. And I wanted to tell you that I'm here each week with a beautiful human who helps out. Her name is Mackenzie. She is our social media and marketing specialist. So she's the one who created all this beautiful studio that we have here and makes me look good. I get the honor of focusing on the content because she takes care of all the back office stuff. So our goal is to upload a podcast each week, and we also know that this podcast field is very crowded. So if you're listening right now, we are so grateful. And the reason why we came here is because it was the number one requested platform that I get from people who write in or reach out to us. And then right behind that is a YouTube channel. So as soon as Mackenzie gets this taken care of, we are recording these for video so that they will go up. So stay tuned for that. So we're very excited about that. But now, beautiful souls, we just ask you to sit back. Blessed be to you and your family on this journey. I hope you subscribe to Spirituality Matters and join us here each week. I think it's going to be fun, informative, inspiring, and contemplative. Blessed be, blessings on your week again, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.